Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will delve into the topic of why narcissists portray themselves as single, even when they are married. The narcissist's inclination to appear single even when they are married stems from several underlying factors. Firstly, they crave attention and validation from multiple sources. By maintaining the appearance of being single, they can continue seeking out new romantic interests, or engaging in flirtatious behaviors, thus fulfilling their need for constant admiration and excitement. Secondly, the narcissist often grows bored and dissatisfied with long-term commitments. They may view their marital relationship as limiting and constraining, and therefore seek to create an illusion of freedom and independence by appearing single. This allows them to pursue new experiences, relationships, and adventures without feeling tied down or responsible for the emotional needs of a committed partner. Additionally, the narcissist's manipulative nature plays a significant role. They derive a sense of power, control, and thrill from keeping their marital status hidden or ambiguous. By creating confusion and uncertainty about their relationship status, they can maintain a sense of superiority over their partners and potential new targets. It becomes a way for them to assert their dominance and maintain an upper hand in their interactions. Now, let's gain insight into the unique signs that demonstrate how a narcissist tries to portray themselves as single, despite being married or in a committed relationship. Given that you are engaged in a romantic relationship with a narcissist, and as you may have personally encountered, the narcissist propelled the relationship forward at an exceptionally fast rate, to the point where you swiftly found yourself donning a wedding ring, and before you knew it, you were married to this individual. Initially, you may be oblivious to the fact that they are a narcissist, but as you enter into marriage with them, you progressively find yourself entering the devaluation stage, which can sometimes occur swiftly, even shortly after the wedding. Marriage with a narcissist essentially means becoming entangled in a dynamic where you find yourself working for the narcissist, effectively making it your new job description from that point onwards. When they married you, the narcissist essentially entered into a relationship with an unpaid assistant, a servant, who would cater to their fragile ego, someone who would serve as their sounding board, and even someone who would financially support them during the course of the relationship. Perhaps your intention was to have kids together and raise them, desiring a loving partnership while building a shared future together. However, regrettably, in this specific relationship, the narcissist fails to fulfill the role of being a remarkable partner or parent. But, it is most likely, they took undue credit for being a great parent. The truth is that they were often absent, leaving you with the sole responsibility of raising the children. In light of these circumstances, the narcissist's motive for portraying themselves as single, despite being married, is rooted in their complete awareness of having you trapped and firmly under their control. They understand that you are committed and unlikely to leave, particularly if you have children in the equation. They are aware that you will exert every possible effort to salvage the relationship, remaining steadfast by their side until the children reach adulthood. It is essentially game over for you right then and there, unless you gain the wisdom or acquire the knowledge that narcissism is pervasive in our world. The narcissist constantly seeks a source of validation and attention, whether it is through pursuing new romantic interests, engaging in flirtatious behavior, or even engaging in deceptive acts like cheating. Regardless of being in a romantic relationship or being married, they are perpetually on the lookout for a potential replacement for you. The narcissist's interest in individuals wanes rapidly, leading them to seek new captivating objects of attention in order to feel fulfilled. They have a constant need for fresh sources of excitement and fascination. They constantly yearn for excitement, intrigue, and secrecy. They maintain hidden circles and groups of people, creating little bubbles that are kept away from your knowledge. The narcissist intentionally keeps different individuals hidden from one another, as they are aware that any of these relationships, including the marriage itself, has the potential to unravel and collapse at any given moment. That is why in numerous instances, individuals who marry a narcissist eventually realize that the people who interacted with the narcissist throughout their relationship had no awareness of their existence. It is crucial to bear in mind that any relationship with a narcissist ultimately has an expiration date. Now, there are several factors that contribute to the termination of a relationship with a narcissist. Oftentimes, the relationship comes to an end when you establish boundaries, assert yourself, or reach a point where you've had enough. It can also occur when you experience reactive abuse, which serves as a catalyst for the downfall of the relationship. It is only a matter of time before one of three scenarios unfolds. Either you choose to remove yourself from the relationship, or the narcissist discards you, or you may opt to remain in the toxic dynamic, succumbing to a fog-like state, where you are reduced to a mere shell of your former self, obediently catering to the narcissist's every demand. If you are presently married to a narcissist and striving to break free, reflect on this. How frequently have you observed them engaging in text conversations with someone of the same gender as you? Reflect on the numerous instances when they received mysterious late-night or early morning phone calls, leaving you puzzled and questioning the situation. Especially after being married for several years, you might find yourself asking, what is really going on here? What are you up to? Put simply, the narcissist is either waiting for the opportune moment to discard you, or they might be seeking emotional validation through their smartphone interactions. These actions serve as subtle indications that your replacement may already be in the picture, patiently waiting to disrupt your relationship. Keep in mind that it is common for narcissists to possess multiple smartphones. However, it is important to note that not everyone who owns 2 or more smartphones is necessarily a narcissist. Well-adjusted individuals, with stable mental health, might have multiple smartphones, such as one for work and another for personal use. However, the narcissist's motivations behind having multiple smartphones are different and distinct from those of stable individuals. The narcissist uses the smartphone as a tool to control and manipulate you. For instance, if you are married to a narcissist, you would find yourself constantly reporting back to them as soon as they texted you. You would update them on your daily activities and what you are going to do next. As being married to a narcissist often entails a never-ending to-do list, with you being the one doing, and them dictating. Reflecting on this pattern, it becomes evident how the dynamics are structured in the relationship. Hence, the narcissist's motive for portraying themselves as single, despite being married, is to communicate that you lack significance in their life. Despite both of you wearing wedding rings, they make it evident that this commitment is of little importance to them. On numerous occasions, they deliberately remove their wedding ring to create the illusion of being single, especially during business trips and similar situations. Not saying everyone does this, but it is another tactic commonly employed by narcissists. It is also important to note and pay attention to the photographs you have taken with the narcissist, especially if you were married. Observe where they positioned themselves in the pictures, and whether their wedding ring was prominently displayed, or even present at all. Observe the expression on their face, and contemplate whether it genuinely conveys an affectionate smile. By reflecting on these details, you will notice that the signs are evident throughout. The narcissist vehemently aims to create the impression of being single. For instance, try to reflect upon past instances when you attended events, visited extended family or friends, or went on vacations. Reflect upon whether the narcissist was actively present with you, sharing in these experiences, and genuinely deriving enjoyment from them. Chances are, they were likely absent or disengaged from such occasions. On many occasions, the narcissist would arrange their own transportation to events or vacations, and you would meet up with them at a later time. Consider this scenario. Let's say the narcissist suggests that they will meet you and the children at the vacation destination by booking their own flight and going ahead a few days early. You naturally question this decision, wondering why you can't all travel together as a family. The narcissist casually responds saying that they just want to catch up with some old friends. This raises a massive red flag for you, but you reluctantly go along with it even though you sense something is amiss. The reason you complied and responded with "okay, it's fine," in that situation was due to being trapped in a zombie-like, trance-like state within the narcissistic fog. Furthermore, you had been conditioned to fulfill the narcissist's desires regardless of your own wishes. Now, considering the example provided, when the narcissist arrives at the vacation destination a few days ahead of time, what do? Well, they are either seeking a new source of supply or are already involved with one. They are actively looking for your replacement while portraying themselves as single. Now, moving forward with the example provided. Upon your arrival at the vacation destination, the narcissist behaves as though you are a complete stranger and doesn't even acknowledge your presence or greet you. This sets the tone for the entire vacation, solidifying the fact that they intend to maintain their distance from you. They will assert that they have a great deal of catching up to do, despite having already been at the destination for 2 or 3 days prior to your arrival. I believe you are experiencing a moment of realization here. As the narcissist creates greater physical and emotional distance between themselves and you, regardless of marital status, they experience a heightened sense of freedom and liberation. They perceive you as someone who will bear the responsibility of carrying out tasks they consider undesirable, such as raising the children and attending to mundane chores. Here's another example. Imagine you are heading to church on a Sunday morning, and the narcissist walks either ahead of you or behind you, but not alongside you. Why? Because their intention is to cultivate the perception that they are separate from you, and that there is no association or connection between the two of you. Their intention is to communicate the message that they are not married to you or in any way linked to you, as they have become disillusioned and bored with the relationship. Although they may not explicitly express these sentiments, you might observe outbursts of rage, fits of anger, gaslighting, stonewalling, or other manipulative tactics. Nevertheless, their actions and behavior consistently portray an image of disconnection from you. You believed that you were in a loving, stable, and healthy relationship with this individual, but in reality, the complete opposite was true. The truth is that you were entangled with an unbalanced and parasitic person who aimed to extract everything from you. Once the wedding ring adorned your finger, things began to take a downward spiral for you. I also believe that some narcissists deliberately structure their lives to appear single, since in their mind they are always single. Here's another red flag. Reflect on this. Did the narcissist indicate themselves as single on their social media profiles or leave their relationship status blank, despite being married? These are significant points to take into account. Additionally, observe whether there were any pictures of you and the narcissist on their social media page. Most likely, you would find none. Instead, you may come across pictures of them in locations you visited together, but intentionally with you cropped out. This elucidates why narcissists often take numerous selfies and why they urge you to capture pictures of them. Furthermore, You will not find a plethora of pictures featuring the narcissist with other women on their social media profiles, as it would undermine their ability to present themselves as available. They may also seek to exert control over the images others post, as they desire to project an image of being open to new potential partners. It becomes difficult to convince someone that they are the one if their current partner is sharing vacation pictures from a recent trip. This is precisely why the narcissist consistently strives to project an image of being single, even when they are married. They possess full awareness that your relationship has a limited lifespan, and that it will eventually come to an end. Unfortunately, this is precisely what occurs in many instances. The narcissist's actions consistently revolve around themselves. They seldom consider the relationship as a collective unit. Within the context of a relationship with a narcissist, it was commonplace for you to express statements like, "We had a wonderful time during our vacation." In response, the narcissist would reply, "Yes, I had a great time. It was absolutely amazing. I had the best experience ever." Their response reflected a self-centered perspective that failed to take into account the children or yourself. The focus was always on the individual I, without including you or the children in the conversation. Once the initial stage of love and euphoria fades away and they realize they have a firm grip on you, knowing that you won't leave, that's when their manipulative games intensify. It is during this phase that they accelerate the devaluation process and actively look for your replacement. The reason the narcissist portrays themselves as single despite being married is because it provides them with a perverse sense of excitement and satisfaction. It fuels their desire for a runner-chaser dynamic. They may intentionally remove their wedding ring claiming to have lost it, only for it to mysteriously reappear months later, though they knew exactly where it was. This allows them to engage with new sources of supply and act as if they are single. Like a celebrity, they want to appear available, so that they may cultivate a bench of potential sources. To summarize, the narcissist's yearning for attention, reluctance towards long-term commitments, and manipulative tendencies all contribute to their inclination to project a single image, even when they are married. I trust that this video has provided you with a comprehensive understanding of why the narcissist portrays themselves as single, even though they are married. If you found this content to be valuable and enlightening, please feel free to share your experiences and thoughts in the comment section below. Please demonstrate your support by giving this video a thumbs up, sharing it with others, and subscribing to my channel. Your support plays a crucial role in the growth of the channel and allows it to reach a wider audience who may find it beneficial. Be sure to activate the notification bell icon to stay updated and not miss out on my upcoming video, where I will be discussing the top fears of narcissists. I express my gratitude to everyone for tuning in and watching. Let us help spread the awareness and lead healthier and fulfilling lives.